Thank you all so much for coming. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have the roll call, please.
Shoemaker.
Here.
Vaughn. Hirschberger.
Here.
Zollers.
Here.
Kellogg. Here. Hofstadter.
Here.
Okay, community calendar. The farmers market went off very well last Saturday, and I think they got packed up right before it started downpouring, so that's good. The next one is June the 20th.
I do have a question about that.
Yeah.
If they're not gonna use Court Street, can we not close Court Street? I don't know if they put barricades up or if we do. That way people coming up, you know, they're sort of stranded then if they're not using that. There wasn't anybody on Court Street.
On Court Street,
Yeah.
yeah.
How are they gonna get to it though? Because they blocked.
It's not
Monroe,
blocked until
but-
Court Street.
Oh.
Yeah,
It was blocked
so they could
Okay, yeah.
right
park
there.
in the
You're
parking.
right. You're
Yeah.
right. Yep. The one, yeah, because you could get into the park. Yeah,
Yeah.
get out of that parking lot.
Well, there was 2 trailers set up on Court Street.
Yeah, dog warden actually was the dog warden had, actually there was 2 things down there on Court Street. The dog
Yeah.
warden had a big trailer
Yeah,
there.
that
Yeah.
was from First Friday.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, because we were there Saturday, 10:30 and.
Yeah,
there
it
was-
was
Oh,
there
that was
early in the
Friday.
morning.
Oh.
Yeah, it was there Friday for
Oh.
First Friday.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Right, you're
that's,
right.
that's fine, but
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
must have shut it down, or, yeah, they kept
Yeah.
it closed. on First Friday.
June 27th is Thunder over Holmes County with the bouncy houses and the fireworks. July 4th is the farmers market from 8 till noon, and there are also lots of activities at Deer Run Park for July the 4th. We will talk about that later. Any visitors wish to address council at this time? Hearing none, can we have a motion to suspend the reading of the minutes, please?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Kellogg.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
Hirschberger.
Aye.
Zollers.
Aye.
And Hofstadter.
Aye.
Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, can we have a motion to approve the minutes as written?
I'll make motion. Second.
Hirschberger.
Aye.
Hofstadter.
Aye.
Kellogg.
Aye.
Zollers.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
All right, Bill Resolution 2026-15. Are there any questions on the bills totaling $113,380.48? Hearing none, we have a motion to pay the bills.
So moved.
Second.
Hofstadter.
Aye.
Zollers.
Aye.
Kellogg.
Aye.
Hirschberger.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
Okay, Nate.
All right, the Design Review Board and Planning and Zoning Commission met last Wednesday. DRB approved the signage for Urban Market at 55 West Jackson and tabled the facade improvements at La Palma and Stormbound CrossFit. Then Planning and Zoning approved a lot split for Quentin Troyer on East Jackson Extension, and then also a variance for their new sign at Grace Church, 1667 South Washington. I don't have any updated numbers on the electrical accounts or the aggregation. I've asked both brokers to provide something for the July 13th meeting. So we've got the new AEP summer rate now, so that'll give them time to get good numbers for that meeting. Nothing on the sidewalk. The lighting project at the pickleball court is scheduled to begin this week, pending rain, of course. And then the health department let me know that they got approval from the state to go ahead and order all the seating and bike racks, tables, that kind of stuff for the various parks. Nothing on the mulch project at Clay Street. That's scheduled for later in July. Next thing, held the indigent burial service on May 31st. Everyone was here, or there. Very nice service, very well done. Appreciate Judge Lee and everybody that made that happen. But it's very fitting. Got the legislation on the agenda tonight that we previously discussed. Was there any questions on that? Okay. Got notified last week that ODOT had their bid opening for the salt contract. 18 counties did not receive a bid. So all of District 11 and then various other counties around the state didn't get bids. So they put it out for a second round. I'll let you know what happens. I'm not sure if we don't get bids, I'm not sure what happens then.
Oh, my.
I mean, we always have the option to buy direct, but
Okay.
the pricing's horrible. I remember years ago when we did that, it was ridiculous. We were paying more way back then than we do now, so.
Any idea why?
Yeah, why?
No bids?
It doesn't make much sense. There was no explanation, and if you look at the counties that were not bid, I can't quite, it's not like they're all clustered in the furthest part of the state.
Right.
It was various counties around
Huh.
the state, so I'm not real sure. I don't know, maybe quantities had something to do with it, but I don't know. Hoping honestly it was just an oversight, and we'll
But
get,
that's not good.
we'll get bids. So, I've been working on the Community Development Residential Infrastructure Program grant to fulfill the funding for the Worcester Road water line. So nothing new on that, just wanted to let you know we're still working on that. I anticipate at the next meeting we'll have legislation authorizing us to apply for that funding. That's one of the things we'll have to do. I should have that for you then. I do want to inform you, we had a break-in at the wastewater treatment plant last week. Over Monday night, it happened. I don't know how they got in, under or over the fence somehow. Stole some tools and a generator. Very minor in the grand scheme of things, but I guess
Still.
kind of a PSA, everybody's vulnerable. Lock your stuff up best you can. We've got cameras down there. Unfortunately, it didn't show the area where he was in. Or they, I don't know who, if it was he or she, I don't know. But, so we're looking to add a couple more cameras to cover the entire property as well as the street department, any blind spots we may have out there. Thanks, police department came right away and did a pretty thorough investigation, and as far as I know, they're still working on that. So, just, everybody's vulnerable to that, unfortunately. The rental sweeper, we have it got delivered this morning, so the guys have been using that all day. We'll have that all this week. We've got 40 hours of rental time reserved for that, so you'll see it all over town. The plan is to use it this week, and then Totally Outdoors will do a monthly cleanup for the next few months, and then depending how the appropriation looks in that line item, I'd like to maybe do it again late summer, early fall, bring it back in for a full week. It's nice to be able to hit everything in town once or twice a year.
Is that a wet sweeper?
It is, yeah.
Because I saw it south of town, it seemed to be in the middle of a cloud of dust when I
Yeah,
saw it.
so the south end of town
Was
gets
that just-
horrible
okay.
buildup, so
Okay,
unfortunately,
okay.
it does make a mess down there. But yeah, if you look along the curb sometime in the gutter, it's ridiculously big. Andy remembers, I'm sure, how bad it gets down through there. The last thing I have, this was actually back in April, I believe. We got a request. It was the meeting that we didn't have a quorum. I had it on my report and I just forgot about it till now. We got a request to remove a handicap parking spot at 208 North Clay Street. It's actually, that's the address, but the handicap parking space is on Perkins. It's the former Don Sullivan accounting.
Oh,
It's now a residential, completely residential rental. I've marked on there's a red star, you can kind of see where the
fine.
handicap space is.
And that had been put there for business purposes?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, for the accounting business. So I don't see any issues with removing it now. You know, Killbuck Bank has their own parking lots and everything else there is residential. Obviously Washington Place has theirs.
Any motion?
Good, yeah.
I'll make a motion to remove.
I'll second.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Kellogg.
Aye.
Hofstadter.
Aye.
Zellers.
Aye.
Hirschberger.
Aye.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
I believe that's all I had. Thank you.
Chief?
The only thing I have is our cadet Connor Boggs successfully completed the academy. He's scheduled to go, I think, on vacation, and by the end of the month, he'll have taken his test. So hopefully by July meeting, I'll be able to tell you guys that he completed his state test, and we have him out in the car training. It's just, he's not formally a patrol officer yet, so, but he did make it through the academy, so that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
That's it.
Okay. Bobby?
Okay, I don't have anything on here. I've just been working on budget numbers. So I will have an update as soon as I have a good rough draft and some things. I'll email it out to you guys and just take a look at it, holler at me, call me, don't holler at me. Call me if you have any questions. And then, of course, on the 22nd, which would have been our second council meeting of the month, is when we're gonna have our budget, finance and audit meeting. So please feel free to come to that, even if you're not on that committee. If you wanna come in and talk about the things that you see on the budget, when I email that out to you, I definitely welcome that, so, okay?
Okay, so that committee, the Finance Audit Committee, is Hirschberger, Kellogg, Vaughn, Nate, Bobby, department heads, and myself. June 22nd at 5 is when that committee is meeting.
Can we excuse Nate Skolich? Can we excuse Nate Skolich?
Yes, we can excuse Nate Skolich. Will Pat be able to be there? Maybe.
I think he said, he-
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. And remember, July 13th, prior to council, we are having the 6:30 budget hearing and the 6:45 rezoning hearing. So that'll be at our next council meeting before that council. Any committee reports? Okay, legislation. We have our first reading by title only, 101-2026, an ordinance authorizing the Holmes County GIS Department to administer all housing, numbering, and street address assignments within the village of Millersburg. Are there any questions? Okay, so the second and third legislation. The second one is a resolution to publish notice. So that one is just to put the notice out there for everyone. The reason why we declared it an emergency is so that if you guys decide to go ahead and pass that tonight, then we can read the ordinance amending the hours of operation. That ordinance cannot be read until this resolution passes. So if you decide to not pass that tonight, then we will do 3 readings of that and then 3 readings of the DORA, which would put us past the Antique Festival. So it is entirely up to you guys whether you want to waive the second and third readings. I'm going to go ahead and read that by title only, and if you have any questions, then you can ask them. 2026-16, first reading, a resolution to publish notice of consideration of an ordinance amending the hours of operation for the Village of Millersburg, Ohio Designated Outdoor Refreshment Area, DORA, to include Sundays pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 4301.82 and declaring an emergency. Are there any questions?
So basically, if that doesn't happen, you'd be looking at 6 readings, is what you're saying?
Correct. So we would need 3 readings for that before we could even start reading the next one. So is there any interest in waiving the second and third readings?
I'll make the motion to waive.
I'll second.
Shoemaker,
Aye.
Hofstadter,
Aye.
Vaughn,
Aye.
Hirschberger.
I'm going to say no because I know.
Were you done? I'm sorry. Because
No.
Okay.
Aye.
Okay. And
And I'm aye, and can I say why I'm okay with that?
Sure, absolutely.
So if you look into the reasons for emergencies necessary for the peace, health, welfare, and safety of the village. So, I'm sure I'm gonna get, crap later. The welfare has to do with promoting business in downtown. And so I just wanna make that clear that that's why I I mean, I just want to say that I would be a hypocrite if I didn't vote for something to promote the downtown business, so.
And if I can say, the reason I say no is only, I'm completely for Dora. I just think that either, for me to, I know the word emergency, because I was talking to Taylor earlier, it seems, but either we get on the ball sooner, or we have multiple meetings in the summer, you know what I mean? So, but I'm definitely for Dora on Sunday,
I don't think she asked for us to do this either. I think we discussed that, you know, all she asked for was to have it at the Antique Festival. And our idea was, well, okay, so we're gonna have it one Sunday in the year.
Right.
We're going to, like you had said, we picked certain hours different for Sunday. So, I don't see a problem with, and I mean, I respect what he said, but this emergency thing, I think people are thinking,
That it
the
needs to be
reason
an
is the
emergency.
welfare, it's to promote business, and I would be a hypocrite if I voted no for that.
That's
And
fine.
it's not approving
Right,
the door. it's
right. This is
approving
just to put out
advertising.
the public notice.
Yeah.
Okay, so that passed because we had 3/4 vote. So we will go ahead and do the first reading. 102-2026 by title only, an ordinance amending the hours of operation for the Village of Millersburg, Ohio designated outdoor refreshment area, DORA, to include Sundays pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 4301.82. Are there any questions? Okay.
We need to pass then, the resolution. That was the
Oh,
motion
I'm
to
sorry,
waive the
I'm sorry.
readings.
That was the motion to waive the readings. You're right. I'm so sorry. We're gonna back up. So we need to pass 2026-16, a resolution to publish the notice. Do we have a motion to pass that?
So moved.
I'll second.
Vaughn,
Aye.
Kellogg,
Aye.
Hofstadter,
Aye.
Zollers.
Aye.
Hirschberger.
So is that the same thing that we basically just did before?
No, you voted to not waive the
not
second and
waive
third
it.
readings. This is just to pass that public notice now.
Okay, I'm confused. I'm confused.
Okay, so I'm gonna explain to you.
Okay.
So you voted no because you
Yes.
didn't, you wanted us to read it 3 times.
Well, I didn't think it was an emergency, but yes.
Okay, and so now, they outvoted you.
Yes, correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now we're voting to pass that so
Okay.
that we
I
can
understand.
read the next
Okay,
one.
I got you.
Okay?
Yeah, okay, fine. Yes.
All right, now I lost where I was.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I think I'm down to Shoemaker.
Aye.
Okay.
I'd like to
Have
make it
everybody,
harder.
did everyone vote?
Did everybody vote? I think I got everything.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, now I will read 102-2026, first reading by title only. An ordinance amending the hours of operation for the Village of Millersburg, Ohio designated outdoor refreshment area, DORA, to include Sundays pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 4301.82. Are there any questions? Okay.
Are we considering passing it at the next meeting, doing
If,
the second
if,
and third reading?
if
If we're
council,
considering that, I think we ought to let people know that we're considering doing that.
Yeah, it would still make it into the, it would still be published, right?
Mhm.
So they would know they could come to the next.
to the next meeting?
Right. I just want to make.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
Yeah.
I want, you know, I still want the public
Yeah.
to be able to.
Yeah.
So the third reading would be on August the 10th. That's important because that's what I have to publish that date.
Yeah.
So are you talking about passing the ordinance next council meeting or doing the 3 readings for the ordinance, which would make it August 10th?
We had a discussion earlier
Oh.
about only having one council meeting. And depending on what the legislation was, we would do a first reading. They would have 30 days before, they'd have 4 weeks before the next council meeting.
Okay.
And then we would do a second and third at the second council meeting, or the next council meeting.
So they'd waive the second reading and have the
reason
third
being,
reading at the
if
next
somebody
council
had a zoning change, they would have to wait 3 months
Okay.
for that, where we could have one reading, announce we're gonna do the second and third reading at the next meeting unless there's objections,
Okay.
and then we would do the second and third reading at the next meeting, is what we had
So
talked
if
about.
that's how we're gonna proceed, I just need to change the date on the notice, which was in this resolution, so that,
Are you guys interested in passing it at the next council meeting in July on the 13th?
Well, I am, so I mean,
I would be.
I mean, if the goal was to have it in time for the Antique Festival, is it necessary to do that?
No.
I mean,
that's true.
That's true.
And I think it's too late for the 4th.
Right.
obviously.
Yeah, we're too
Right,
late for
right.
the 4th.
Well, the 4th
there
is
was
on
still other
Saturday.
summertime.
So.
Right.
I mean, I've always said this.
That weekend,
Holiday
yeah.
weekend.
People don't realize the business that we get on Sundays, of the people that come here to eat I mean, we get some of that on Sundays. People that come over to Millersburg, they may be out east that way, but they're coming over here, and Sundays, that's sometimes when they're eating and drinking and, but like I said, I'm not,
My only complaint is why did we not do this earlier in the year? That's all I'm saying. So, I mean, I'm fully behind it. I don't like how we're rushing it through. It doesn't seem like an emergency to me. That's all. So,
Well, let's do 3 readings then.
We can do that. That's fine. Then we'll do it on August the 10th.
I just wanted to, if we were considering that,
Yes.
I wanted to get that word out.
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
No, it's good
I
to
agree.
figure that out here and now.
I agree with that.
Okay, so we'll do the second reading on the 13th of July and vote on August the 10th. All right, moving on to unfinished business. I did want to thank council. Everybody was there at the indigent burial, and that was very nice to have everyone there to support those people. Smart traffic lights, how's it going, Nate?
All right, good so far. We had a Teams meeting last week with guys from Pathmaster and then an engineer from Curex. And he went way over my head real quickly. But they're gonna set me up soon. They talked like in the next week or two to be able to go in and manipulate like detection for festivals and things like that, so we don't have food trucks being picked up all weekend, being detected, putting in a call, that kind of thing. But also part of that will be reporting. I'll hopefully figure out how to show you guys the reports. So what he showed me is if you remember when Scott and Bob were here, they talked about arrivals on green is what you strive for, that the majority of your vehicles are hitting a green intersection versus red. We've improved that. I don't remember the exact percentage, it was almost 10% from the previous timing. And then the other parameters that brings in with it is less wait time, queue length goes down. Fully understanding that you got to give it up somewhere. I mean, I think we all understood that. North-south is,
It's backing
you're
up
gonna
on
pay,
Washington Street.
that's where you're
now.
gonna see the backups. But the main is flowing freer. We can tweak that. There's different ways to manipulate that to only allow it to do so much, and it's just gonna be a matter of time and tuning it. So, I think from what I've seen during the day, it's far better than it's been, in my opinion, as far as overall flow. We can afford to back up north-south further. We couldn't afford east-west because that grid blocks everything when your mid-blocks are full. So,
I think even during off-peak hours, if you come up to Washington or you come up to Monroe, some of the non-major, and there's no traffic, it's recognizing and releasing that traffic. I mean, you could set Monroe Street for 4 minutes before now. If there's no traffic, it's, it's releasing
Quicker,
people. Yeah.
Crosswalks. Are we gonna paint the crosswalks soon? They're really bad.
yeah, I don't know. I don't wanna give a date yet,
Okay.
but yeah.
Okay.
We do have the paint now. It's
could I add something?
mainly a mowing game right now.
So earlier this week, I had talked to Nate about something, is there anything we can look into the future by the post office? I had first asked him about what I call it, a speed hump.
Speed tables.
Yeah, and you had mentioned that that's not good for But, you know, there was an accident again this week, not saying that would have changed that, but there's so much going on in front of that courthouse, you know, and is there a way that we can do something there that when people get to the post office, it slows them down even more, you know? Like if we could look into the future down the road of maybe having something, like you had mentioned something about, you were looking into, what was that?
Speed tables.
Oh, okay, same thing,
Yeah.
so, because there's just so much going on there, you know, and it's hard to see with the two cars parked, you know, so.
I still don't like those 2 spots in front of the courthouse, or the post office.
Post
Office.
I just don't think they're necessary, and I'm gonna get crap for that one too, so.
No,
But those are only 2 spots, and it's just to run in, come back out, and the people still back up, not as bad as they used to. But it's just, people will circle, they will come, they will, if there's not a spot there, they'll circle that parking lot, and wait for one of those spots to open.
Or
I've watched it,
Or create a space.
and it clustered, and it does cluster there.
Can we just move the post office down?
They tried doing that. Post office didn't go for that. Okay, alley vacation. I wondered if we could contact the county engineer and talk to him about that 1938 stuff and what, if he has any ideas of what we can do. I just feel like we're at a gridlock with that. I just wondered if there was somebody that we could,
Was there ever any records found that?
no,
Okay,
no, Mark looked and he
Yeah.
said they didn't have.
so I think at this point it would probably be best to turn it over to Gilman
Okay,
and see what our options are to
okay,
do what we need to do there.
Okay. that's
So,
good.
yeah.
Well, let's do that then. Okay, let's see. Logos, chevrons.
Yeah, they're going on.
They're going on?
There's, yeah, some of the trucks have them on.
Yeah, I noticed it already.
Okay.
Yep.
That's good, that's good. 4th of July celebration planning group.
Can we go back to
Yep,
the post office quickly?
yep.
Do we want to consider a discussion about doing away with parking spots there? And if so, let's get
Get some public
word out that
input.
we're considering it and
Do you
see
wanna
what
hear?
feedback we
Thank
get
you.
one way or the other.
Okay.
I guess I see it every day going in and out of there, and I would not be in favor of getting rid of them, just
Why?
because of how often they're used. I mean, they are used all day long, every day, you know, because that's what they're there for, is to allow someone to run in quick and grab something, check their PO box and come back out.
But not everybody can, it's like Walmart, it's wanting to get the first spots when you go into
Well,
the,
sure, you're never going to have enough space for everyone who wants to get in there at any given time, but oftentimes, one or both of them are sitting empty when I go up there too. But that's why they're there, it's just quick hops in. They're not, hopefully not going and getting a haircut or eating
No, I
at a
don't-
restaurant,
I
anything
think
like that,
they're-
but
Is
I
that
think
con-
I think they play they serve a purpose.
But is that contributing to our issues? then?
yeah.
Could we
Because
get
you've got
somebody-
people, I mean, I walk over there every day too.
Yep,
So I see same time things
Yep,
you're seeing.
yep.
So you'll have people parked there, and sometimes the people, I have been coming out of the whole thing's a cluster. So if you're coming out of the lot, there will be people that, there's so much going on that I've almost, I mean, and I'm trying to pay attention, 29 years. But they're not looking to see, they may be looking to see if somebody's coming down South Washington, but they're not looking to see if somebody's, so literally, I don't know how many times I'm watching, but they're still pulling away from I don't think we're going to be able to fix dumb driving. I mean, I'm sorry, but
Yeah, you
people, the thing that
true.
happened the other day, that the wreck, I mean, that's literally, you can't win on somebody not looking to see that somebody on a motorcycle is coming up the road, or in a hurry to get in that parking lot. And another thing that's clustery, and I don't know what you can do about that, so, and I've almost been hit. So there are people that will fly in the parking lot to jut over the alley to go to the PNC drive-thru.
Really, about the only way that I would be in favor of getting rid of them is if we could acquire that parking lot.
And I've thought about
That lot
that.
beside that, then you add a chunk of parking that is nearly as close to the
Yep.
post office as those spaces are. Then you could eliminate those spots and free up the flow down through there.
And I will tell you that I've had constituents, in fact, that day of the motorcycle thing says, why doesn't the village just buy that lot next to it?
I mean, it's,
I will
For-
tell
for
you, when I
sale
was
for an
on
exorbitant
council,
amount.
they were asking, I think, 150,000 for that lot when I was on council, and we decided that was way too expensive. But that was, how many years ago?
Well, we've got some, I
probably,
mean,
probably 250 by now.
yeah. Well, the county's buying up all the lots, so I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know, we may, I don't know. I mean,
And I've been told by people that there are vehicles going down that road that are not supposed to be going down that road either. You know, like bigger trucks.
Well,
well,
I see
yeah,
those
and
all the
I've
time.
said that,
All the
a
time.
camper went
Can
down.
we, you know, I mean, again, I know you can't sit there all day and not one go by and the second you leave, so I mean.
I mean, is there a sign right here, no box trucks or no, do we have that?
Up here,
no
there used to be one
truck,
at the South Y, but
But
we got rid of
It's
that.
to me, it's residential.
There's
There's one.
there's a sign right here by Miller's. Stay
Yeah.
on Margaret
Well,
Road.
they still go down,
But
but,
that's like for through trucks.
yeah, yeah. But you've got, I mean, y'all pass a pickup or a trailer with the, and so you've got your, and literally, I don't, the people that are parking up on the sidewalk, I don't blame them,
I don't either.
that live in front of those houses. So, I don't know. I mean, I've come to council meetings, something I think I complained to a bunch of you guys about before, so haven't fixed it, have I? I don't know, I mean,
I think that if there are residents out there that feel strongly one way or another, contact council.
Yeah.
Contact your council
Now,
members.
tell me I'm wrong, or tell me
And-
that,
yeah.
that how to fix that. I mean, I see what he's saying, it is used. And they have stopped the parking behind, like I complained, blocking that's gotten better, where they're not like, then one person though, I still see people parking in the, where it says-
Is purchasing that lot something you guys are interested in?
I'd like to consider it.
I'd like to look into it, but I just don't like the idea of being gouged for it either.
Right.
But, I don't know.
Well, I still think Washington should be a one-way street. It's just, it was tried once upon a time.
Right, and it was a bad idea.
How long was it a one-way street?
1974.
For 1 year? For 1
What?
year?
No, it was a couple of years.
What
Couple
made
years.
people, why did it go back to?
It was just not a good idea.
Well, that is used as a cutover for people going west. You know,
Well, that's
so
why I
there's a
say, if
lot
you
of
put
traffic.
speed tables in there, people hate speed tables, so maybe that'll keep them on the main road.
But then they'll back up, I mean, if you eliminate Washington Street as a cutover, it backs up onto Clay Street and it'll be backed up as far as you can see.
Well,
down
we got the
there.
lights.
Well, a
and
lot of
most
people are
yeah.
avoiding the light and using South Wa, yeah, they're using it, instead
In the
of
biggest
going to the
streets.
light,
Right.
they're going down South Washington
Yep.
Street.
Yeah.
I think we need to talk about
We definitely need
what's the
plans
price
down
of
the
that,
road for it.
of that parking lot and see if they'd consider anything. I mean, I've had people say, why doesn't the village just buy it? I mean,
And years ago, I think it was Mayor Huber that even floated the idea of a two-tier, you know, so if it's on a slope, you could have a two-tier parking
In
deck
that
of some kind
area.
there, right there.
Yeah, when we talked about it, we talked about possibly having people who own businesses or work at the businesses have a tag to park there so that they had a set parking place, and that would clear up all the parking in the downtown for visitors coming into town. That was an idea we talked about at that time too. Okay, well, we'll look into pricing and
okay.
see what.
I don't assume that for a parking situation, there's no money available, Grant, when you're looking for parking.
Not that I'm aware of off the top of my head.
I mean, I understand that we have some, but to me, that's still helps that's still a place to, like I said, a lot of the lots, the county have, you know,
Is parking considered infrastructure? So, I mean, there's grants for infrastructure
that's
stuff,
what
right?
that's. Sorry, Nate,
Not
I'm
critical
sorry, Nate.
infrastructure, though. There may be some kind of economic development
Okay,
money for it. It'd be more that route than
okay,
water sewer type
Yeah.
infrastructure, but, yeah. I could look into that.
Okay, 4th of July celebration planning group.
I guess everybody got a flyer. We're pretty well set. Got the bouncy house and the dunk tank. And it's a little over $800. Well, I've got 700 donated so far. So make up of $100 and some bucks. If not, I'll pay it myself. I'm not worried about it. Andrea paid for the flyers.
Well, Jeff did.
Well, Kellogg Law.
I wrote the check.
We're gonna need the parking lot across from Beggs, the 4th. And the farmer's market on Saturday, we'll need Court Street and Monroe.
The farmer's market will be on Monroe.
I know,
You
to
want
share with
the other
them,
side of
Yeah,
depends how much they have.
right. Till noon.
And then afternoon,
And then
then
afternoon,
they can
they'll
stay
be gone.
closed.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we'll be looking for somebody to sit in the water tank.
I already volunteered, I'm not gonna put that out there.
Actually, we need, I know, Ryan talked about Skyview. If we couldn't get some of their kids to help with the games and
But I haven't heard any back.
put them in the tank,
Well, do
Whatever.
they do stuff on the 27th?
chase the balls.
Sometimes, yeah. And that's usually they usually wait till the kids leave at noon on Saturday,
And then come.
and then they're off until Sunday
Mm.
evening.
So Bob, for the bouncy house, insurance coverage, like liability insurance coverage, is that
I just-
something that you've,
I had Nate take the information. I'm not real sure. They wanted to know if we're tax exempt, which would help on the price.
You mean the bouncy house people?
Yeah.
Which you wouldn't be.
What's that?
We wouldn't be tax exempt, we're not we're not really.
Well, it doesn't, it just increases the price 60 some bucks, still under $900.
In order for the village to sponsor this, you all have to vote for that. Somebody needs to make a motion that you're gonna sponsor this in order for it to be a village-sponsored event.
Is there?
Doesn't it already state that though?
Yeah.
It does.
I mean, it's not a problem, is it?
I didn't realize it was a village-sponsored event.
I
We need
thought-
to check with insurance. I said that 2 months ago when we started talking about this. Like, we can't, 3 weeks before an event, decide it's village-sponsored without letting administration know ahead of time.
Oh, that was the intent all the time, though.
Not village sponsorship.
Well, committee from council.
You didn't
We
want a
weren't-
committee.
we weren't-
Like, that's
I
what-
didn't, I
that's
don't
why
care
I'm-
if it was
But
a
really,
committee
it's
or
not-
what it
It's
was.
sponsored by the village, it's really not. I mean, it was kind of just
Well,
us getting
and that's sponsored by
volunteers.
village council?
But that's one and the same.
Mhm. If you're gonna have a parade, that needs extra insurance too. We learned that with the bicentennial.
Well, first we need to make sure we have staffing. for
Yeah.
the parade,
Right, because
getting people work. I mean,
we're
they already have
less than
holiday
30 days,
plans.
in 30 days, people already have signed vacation right now.
You have what, 3 people off?
Steph is in the office, so that would be 4 that are,
Or that are unavailable.
yeah. And then 2 of us in the cars.
Can you do it without a parade, Bob?
No, there's too much been put into it.
When he would do his Christmas parade, how did that work? Was there, like when he used to have the Christmas parade?
It wasn't on a holiday, and we had volunteers.
Oh. For like the police department? and
Yeah.
everything.
And, yeah,
And then And known well in advance.
And you're right, everybody
And not only
ahead of
The
time.
holidays are
Can't
big.
guarantee
The holiday is the big
what-
problem,
Oh.
because
I
it's
barely
double
have
time
enough
and a
people for
half.
the Memorial Day
Oh, I
parade,
see.
and that's only
To-
3 intersections, 4 intersections, and that was mandatory 2 people in. I can't force the auxiliary to come in.
I know a lot of them work the antique
We
festival.
just have to
parade.
adjust a few things.
Right. But that's put out.
I mean,
Months in
yeah, I
advance.
think I think
And
things
it's
can be
not all.
adjusted.
Yeah.
You know, bands and stuff.
And if we
Some
don't-
of those bands could maybe play downtown,
Instead of having the parade.
like maybe the high school alumni. Maybe the band spot could just play.
The Millersburg alumni are gonna be in the parade.
I wasn't a part of the parade. I kept asking you. I
Yeah.
kept saying, have you talked to anybody about the parade? And I wanted you to say sooner.
Well, I've always mentioned it.
Can they play downtown in lieu of a parade?
Who?
Some of
The
the,
alumni.
what time's Sundown band coming?
They're gonna be there at 10 o'clock in the morning because they're gonna help with the talent show.
Okay.
At 10, so can the alumni play at 2?
Yeah, instead of.
The alumni are just the grads. There's no playing with them.
Oh, it's not the band alumni.
No,
Oh.
it's Millersburg
Oh,
High
so they're
School.
just here to visit.
What?
They're just visiting.
Oh, so different people.
Well, they were anticipating being the classes in the parade.
Oh.
Put them in the talent show.
What's that?
Put them in the talent show, Hobby. Do an act.
Hey, the oldest person in this parade, or this is class of 1946.
Well, there you go. They can do it.
They're
too.
not going to get up and do much.
Is that you, Bob?
No, I'm not quite there.
I worried about that, about the parade. I kept saying, I was
I
worried
just
about.
think if,
Can that be bumped to Deer Run?
what's
Can
that?
that be bumped to Deer Run and just shut down Glen Drive, a section of it, for their short parade?
Nobody's gonna go down and watch it. I mean,
They're on
Especially-
parts at the wall, they're on one at the wall, but
Mhm.
We're kind of out of, time, so we have
Yeah.
to.
There's stuff going on.
I don't think, I mean,
Yeah,
I
she was gonna say later what's going on.
contacted a lot of people for the parade.
I have concerns about the parade with staffing because, you know, we're involved in this, we need to provide safety and
Right. Well, then
we can't just put
How can we-
volunteers there to,
right.
So that's the main thing, the parade, the biggest.
Yeah,
thing. That's the
I
biggest
think
thing.
everything
No, I
else,
have-
everything else
I
can
mean,
be.
there's the
The
bouncy
bouncy
houses.
houses are a huge insurance liability when we've had insurance assessments. They've basically told us, like, it's not excluded, but it is a horrible idea to have any bouncy houses at a village sponsored event. We always said it wasn't a big deal because the village doesn't sponsor these events, like, individuals or organizations sponsor the events. And they carry their own insurance. So for example, HDM and probably, I don't know, the Skyview, how the bounce houses go for the Thunder over Holmes County, they carry their insurance, so we're not at all liable for that. The accident and injury rate with those things are incredible. So that's a concern. Again, additional coverage for the parade, the type of parade, how long it is, if candy's being thrown, if it's being handed out. There's all these details that have to be ironed out before the plans are made so that we can check with if our liability insurance skyrockets next year,
No, I understand.
I'm just worried about all of that, actually.
Bob, could we do a kind of what we're doing at the fairgrounds?
No. No.
There's gonna have to be something other than a parade. You're gonna have to figure something else out. There's just not the manpower or the insurance to do
Well, can
that.
we check with the auxiliary if anybody would be available?
I can, but I mean,
Yeah, just find out and we'll go from there.
Well, the main thing is I'm new to this, I don't want anything to come back on, hey, that 4th of July people made our insurance go up, This was just an idea to do
Yeah,
something.
and
going
that's not
forward.
what I was saying, but there is that
No, I understand.
potential if.
'Cause I don't want that on
obviously
my
if we have
shoulders. I
any
just wanted to do something on July 4th.
Yeah.
That was all.
Yeah, and that's what, I'm not
It's
being a
great.
fun
It
sucker.
really is.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And it looks awesome, but
Yeah, I understand.
number one, I didn't know the Village of Millersburg was sponsoring it. That's kind of a fundamental thing, and I don't know if, I guess I didn't know that.
Well, we never voted for that.
Right.
That's why I didn't know it. Because then anyway, there's contracts and stuff, but it's, I don't know, I'll just process. I'll contact insurance about the bouncy houses, and I guess let us know about the parade, and then the rest will be up to you guys, I guess.
I mean, I think we should decide here if we're gonna have a parade or not.
Yeah,
Wait on it.
it needs to be decided here, and especially because it says sponsored by the Village of Millersburg, so we need to, if that's what you guys want to do, then you're gonna need to vote on that tonight.
If it's sponsored by the Village of Millersburg, then our insurance would cover it, or would you have to check first?
Cover it?
It would cover it.
Mm-hmm.
Does it cover parades? Because I had to get
No.
special parade insurance. And
We would
to
have,
throw candy, it was over $300. It was like $365 to have a parade that throws candy. It was a little less for a parade that doesn't throw candy, where you hand it out kindly. But we paid $300 and some for insurance for one day
Yeah.
to be able to throw candy for our parade.
right.
And it's not so much that initial premium. If that happens, then that happens. I know on my insurance line item, I've got $360 extra or whatever. It's not that. It's the if there are claims associated with any of this, then we know how insurance works. We know what could happen.
Yeah, when you have a claim, then
And then that's
something happens.
that's the public's money, and I don't want to see our premiums go so high if there is a claim. Not being doom and gloom, I just, that's what sponsorship, that's why we have to be careful about village sponsorship when we're talking about it, if it's liability. So, I sound like a
Have
stick
we
in the
ever
mud.
sponsored an event?
Not that I know.
Well, could we have,
Going in with the bands is the only one that I know of in the last,
We co-sponsored the summer concert series.
co-sponsored the summer concert
Oh,
series.
last,
No, this
this
year.
year.
This
Oh,
year,
yeah,
We
okay,
so
okay.
co-sponsored that with,
Okay, with, performing art, home.
yeah, Home Center for the Arts, yeah.
So that means if anybody got hurt up at the amphitheater,
Yeah, we have coverage as well as Home Center for the Arts, so it's a
Okay.
co-sponsorship.
okay,
So both.
okay.
So I guess, like Bob, I guess my thing is, I want to do what's right. I mean, could we do a parade that's not in cars? I know that sounds silly to say, but could people line up, or is that still kind of like if they lined up on the grass around the courthouse and you walked around, you know what I mean? Or is that still the same
Like
thing?
a reverse parade?
Well, yeah, but let's say the people stood there and the people walked through, you know, they weren't driving a car, you know, walking, is that?
Like on the sidewalk?
No, I mean, like,
Oh.
let's say you lined up around the courthouse, told everybody this time, line up around the courthouse, and instead driving, if that's the issue, maybe the groups walk past and they can hand out candy that way, just as an alternative.
If they're handing out candy.
You've
gotta
got
have
too
that
many
You still
insurance.
have to do that, really? Wow.
You've got too many invalid people that could not walk.
No, I know, but we gotta do, I mean, it's a bummer. All right, so.
Well, first of all, I guess are we okay with the other things, with, except the parade, or are we willing to sponsor everything except the parade? Because we do have to vote on that if we're gonna.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
I guess it's been pitched kind of from day one as a standalone group doing this, that's not part of the village, I guess.
Yeah, I understand.
To me, that says that the village is not involved, so I don't think I would be in favor of sponsoring it, because it's been pitched that way from the beginning.
and I'm on it, I have to agree with you, I mean, you know, three of us wanted to try to do something and, you know, and it wasn't, I mean, if you want the truth.
Well, I didn't, Bob did all the work, I did,
Yeah.
I mean, I said I'd help.
And it's a
dump
bummer,
it,
I mean,
dump
because I
it.
know you put all this work into it.
Tom, Andy?
I'm definitely not excited about the parade because I know if we don't have staff, it's a huge liability. I don't know if the bouncy house place offers liability insurance, or we could do it separate from the village and, you know, do they offer any?
I don't know, Nate's got the information, I'm
Was
sure
it
he had
60
time to look at
Did he
it.
say $60 extra? Did-
Yeah, for.
Tax exempt.
That was tax
Oh.
exempt stuff.
Yeah, we're not, I mean, we're not in, it's not an organization, it's nothing, it's not.
Is there a waiver they could sign off before they get into it? Like, just like your insurance risk?
Sign off and then have at it.
That's what people do in their backyards, I guess, they're.
Want to take some scissors in there with you too?
So I guess, Bob, for me is, I know this parade is the big thing and, you know, wanted to do it, but if we can't do it, I mean, because you're the one that's kind of been leading this, can we alternate some of this to try to still make it, you know, we've got the band, cornhole tournament, if we could still try to do the bouncy house.
Talent show, the food trucks,
Talent show.
I mean,
And yep, I guess the dunk tank you really have to be a little concerned about too.
yeah.
I think you can dress your pooch up in a costume, it's not gonna be much liability.
What do you think, Andrea?
What is the pooch craze?
I mean, I know, Bob's probably mad at me, but we were never a committee and we were never, I explained all that. And I never thought it was sponsored by the Village of Millersburg. It was, I mean, Bob did all the work. It was like I mean, he was doing everything I was worried about. I kept saying, I mean, I love you, Bob, but I kept saying with this parade thing, are you sure, you know, that I was worried about that.
I really want to push the talent show. I mean, obviously that doesn't need insurance, right? And,
Where is that taking place? Like
The parking lot,
parking lot, okay,
that's where the stage will be.
okay.
For the talent show, I assume.
Huh?
For the talent show.
Right. And then for the band itself, sundown.
So if we ex-nay the parade and have Bobby check on the bouncy house, or do you want to ex-nay the bouncy house?
That's a major source of injuries and
Well,
losses.
the kids are gonna have bouncy houses the weekend before that.
Yes, that is true.
I mean, so they're gonna have bouncy houses because on the 27th, when Millersburg has their thing, so the bouncy houses will be there for the kids on that day.
Yeah.
So they'll get their bouncing out of their system on
On the 27th.
trying to make it.
Did you make
I
it
got
that
Melissa
big?
to laugh.
No,
Trying to lighten
no.
this up.
I know.
So this whole thing, like when we were talking to the bargain hunter, I was talking to Taylor today and I said, because I told her, I don't want to take anything away from what they're doing on the Family Fourth. I said, my point of doing this was I would love to see our thing be on July 4th, either with or without fireworks, you know. I said, if we look into the future and like you guys were saying, you could pay somebody, the fire department, or move the fireworks to something else, you know. I'd love to see one event, you know. It was amazing at one of the establishments, they did bingo, and I mean, it was a hit for 2 hours. I mean, you could, like, we could throw that in, you know, or something like that. So, but that's the purpose of me doing this. But I want to make sure the residents do go to the Family Fourth, you know, so.
Who else is in the parade besides the high school alumni?
Oh, I've got the color guard. Fire department was gonna carry that big flag. School organizations.
What if everybody was told no throwing candy? I mean, it had to be.
Yeah, I don't know. I only know what Melissa said. I
Yeah,
haven't even checked
yeah.
on parades,
I
just
mean,
because we've never sponsored
yeah.
a parade before.
No,
So,
no, we never have, though. I mean,
Parades require insurance, really.
yeah.
okay.
Whether you
Whether
have
there's
candy or
candy
not.
Because even the
Yeah, yeah,
non-throwing candy is still like 200, I think.
So then I guess the only other question I have is, if we were to hand these out and obviously not sponsored by the Village of Millersburg, what happens here? You know what I mean, that it says it. That's the only thing, you know. Cut
Yeah,
off.
that could just be cut, I mean, that
Yeah,
could just
you
be.
can cut the bottom of
That
that
could
off.
just be.
Like I said, I just wanna make sure we're doing everything by the book.
Yeah. No, if you guys want to sponsor it, you will have to make a motion and vote, but
I understand.
I think Topes actually took that on themselves.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't remember you ever saying, you've been on
That it was
council a long
sponsored.
time.
No.
You never,
No,
I never
I-
got from you that you thought that we were all putting
Yeah,
this on.
I explained to him or told him, I said, it's 3 council people that are really working on this, and that was
Well,
it,
I
and
ain't
that's
working.
the way I left it.
I'm just getting crap when it doesn't go. That's what I get.
I can promise you, Bob, I'll be out there all day.
I said I
We're
was
gonna
gonna
make
help.
this thing work, so we just have to do.
so if we take out the
Yeah,
parade and
take
the
out-
bouncy house.
Take out the bouncy house.
The
'cause the
bouncy
kids get to
house
do it
and the
the weekend
parade.
before.
I don't think we'll get the water tank then, if we don't have the bouncy house, not worth it to them.
Well, then people can just throw water balloons at me. We'll just do it like that.
So if we take out those two things, then is council,
That's
is-
probably a liability too. I can't throw water.
if we take out the parade and the bouncy houses, is council willing to be the sponsor for this or no?
And the dunk tank.
And the dunk
And
tank.
the dunk tank?
Yes.
So.
If we
what-
take those three things out.
So what does that mean if the village sponsors it? What does it mean if they do? What is the difference between them, yes and no? You know what I mean?
I will
Like,
have to double check to
Okay.
see the specifics of
Okay.
it. But that just, if we sponsor it, then
Uh-huh.
obviously, then that's just
It would be
a
your-
village sponsored, it's
our
our,
insurance.
Okay.
yeah, our responsibility
Okay.
as far as insurance and claims and things like that. So, and if that's the case, I just wanted to check on the stage too. Is it a rented stage, Bob, that you, or you just, what are
No,
you bringing
it's
in?
from Riggs Towing, they're giving us a flatbed.
Okay. Okay.
They're
So
just
I'll
donating.
check with insurance on that too, is that like fall
Okay,
off
yep,
stage?
yep.
I
We-
shouldn't have
We
said
might as well
that.
check on it all.
Okay.
and you know, like going into next year, maybe with historic downtown Millersburg, because it is July 4th is Sunday, maybe we could still do theirs and still do something the next day even, you know, if we don't, but.
So without those things, are you guys interested in sponsoring or no?
As long as there's no issues with,
With the current insurance that we have?
yes.
How, do we not pass these flyers out until you find that? How will we?
I don't,
Well, I think these probably need to be modified so it doesn't have, so people aren't expecting a bouncy house and they're not expecting a parade.
What's that gonna cost?
Could you just,
Sharpie.
Oh.
yeah,
I mean,
just,
can't we just start, yeah, I mean, I think we can
like,
just,
take black marker
Yeah,
and
yeah,
cross
I
those two
mean-
things out. It's just two things. And it is a beautiful flyer.
it is pretty flyer.
Bob, we're gonna make this work, okay? I mean, we just have to.
Good thing you weren't planning a wedding. I'm trying to like that.
I know, I feel terrible.
It'd be a
I-
shotgun wedding, I'll tell you that.
Elopement.
Okay.
All right, so
Does somebody want to make a motion excluding the things that we said or no?
I'll make a motion with the exclusion of the bouncy house, the dunk tank, the parade, and providing there's no issues with insurance with the stage, that we sponsor this
Okay.
4th of July celebration.
I'll second it.
Vaughn,
Aye.
Kellogg,
Aye.
Hofstadter,
Aye.
Zollers,
Aye.
Hirschberger,
Aye.
and Shoemaker.
Aye.
Okay.
So the flyers will make sure we put out.
Just cross out those
There's no
two
duck,
things.
there's no
There's
tank.
no
on
tank
here.
on this, so just cross
So,
out those two
okay.
things.
Since it's contingent with check and insurance,
Okay.
I will do that tomorrow.
I won't do
Okay.
anything with any
And
of these
then-
flyers until
yeah.
you,
And then, yeah, I'll
Maybe
let
we
you
can
know
find
as
the
soon
people
as
that
I
are gonna be
know.
the parade, find an alternative thing that's not.
they can just hang out and do they need to do a talent show, cornhole,
Eat,
eat,
Talk.
talk, share stories.
play games.
They can still hang out downtown. Bring their chairs
And maybe for the future, if we start discussion of
Yeah,
this, that we do
yes.
form a committee
Right,
and.
yes, maybe
Yes.
appoint a committee for
Right.
4th of July.
right, yeah.
And that way,
Absolutely.
if HDM doesn't always do, or, you know, raise money, we got a year then to, if you,
Right.
next year, if you do a
Well,
4th
and
of July
maybe we can
committee.
get Taylor on that committee and coincide
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
And work together. We can do that.
So for next year, maybe that, there'd be a new, and then we'd always be celebrating our country.
Right. Okay, anyone have anything else for unfinished business?
This could be unfinished business. Roots contacted me about watering the hanging baskets and wanted to know if we give them authority to take a ATV or whatever. They said they're irking people when they're watering the plants. And wanted to know if they could get on the sidewalk with ATV or something else for
What's that
for
mean?
the summer.
Utility vehicle, use the utility vehicle to water the plants on the sidewalks.
Allow them to use the gator to water theirs.
Oh, do they?
Because then they can have a big bladder in the back of it and it makes it easier to
Oh, yeah.
water. Is that a
Yeah, we look at
That's
council
up to you
issue?
guys.
Yeah, if you guys decide.
That's not my decision.
Who's, is that Roots?
Roots.
How are they been watering?
It must be some vehicle from the road.
So
Well,
initially,
that's how Grasshopper did it.
Yeah.
So when Grasshopper, I would walk over to the courthouse and he'd be right there and we'd get wet walking into the courthouse. So I mean,
Well,
that.
I think they got hassled by blocking traffic, and that's why they asked.
Yeah, welcome to Millersburg.
I mean,
so he initially had a side-by-side set up to
Yeah.
water,
Okay, we had one of
the
those?
very first time
Okay,
he did it. And then I informed him, unfortunately, he can't do that in town, so he's using a truck.
well, I
which is
think,
what grasshoppers did for you.
Right.
Well, hopefully in a couple of months, we can have a discussion about
well, I mean,
side-by-sides.
couldn't there be, that's what your question is, can it just be to do that? But then you're gonna open the door about, everybody's gonna start saying, well, why can they water the plants with the gator root, but nobody else can, so you're just.
They're still working on legislation at the state level to address that.
Well,
so
that
But
could take years.
it's slow.
Other towns do it, and
Or
it seems like the
not.
sheriff's office doesn't seem to care, because you never see them pulling anybody over.
I don't know, can you just
So what do we need to do, make a motion to
allow the
allow
gator?
him to?
Allow Roots to use it.
I mean, on the
If that's what you
trail,
guys wanna do.
on the trail, don't the trail workers use their vehicles on the
It's
trail?
county.
So, or,
I mean, I'm fine with it, I mean,
It's
I'd make a motion to allow it.
That's private though.
That's not a road either.
Yeah,
no, I know,
that's
but they're, you know, cause you're not supposed to drive on that, but if the people who are working on it will
It's a
drive on it.
maintenance vehicle on the.
Well, that's kind of, isn't it the same like watering and maintenance?
If you guys want to do that, I need a motion.
And I'll make a motion that we allow Roots to be able to use their gator to water the flowering plants.
I'll
I'll
second it.
second.
Okay.
Who said it?
Andy.
Kellogg,
Aye.
Zollers,
Aye.
Hofstadter,
No.
Hirschberger,
Aye.
Vaughn,
No.
and.
Aye.
Okay. Any new business?
I just got one question to ask, something that we've been dealing with for about a year. So am I correct that Terrace View still has they're not supposed to have anybody there, like guests and stuff? Is that still on the docket?
As far as I know.
Okay, so I talked to Chief Rafferty today, and I asked him, and he still hasn't done anything about it. He keeps saying that he's giving him time, and I said, this has been going on for a year, and I explained it to him last weekend again. They had people there. They keep continuing to advertise, And then he goes, well, I'm not on the internet. So I just have to say it this way. Right at the moment, it feels very frustrating because it just seems like he doesn't seem to, they just let him go, you know, do what they do. I've come in here and I've asked the police department to go out and get him, and nothing's getting done. I don't understand why can't whoever is in charge, is it Shaner, you, and Rafferty, and you guys all get together? This has been going on for a whole year. We shouldn't even be talking about this anymore. But police department, the other time I was here, they're like, well, they're just, you know, they're in there. They're not supposed to be in there. So why don't we do something about it? You know? I mean, is there any answers? Do you know?
I don't know how the court order reads, if it's
Right.
a criminal or civil issue. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I know,
that
but if
either.
they have an order that they're not supposed to have people
I can't
in there.
compel the fire chief to do anything.
I know, but then if we have that in there, can't our police department go in and get them out if they're in there?
Get him out of private property that's owned by somebody else?
But if it has an order saying that they can't be there because of a fire, look, that's above my
I don't
pay.
know
that-
I don't know what the order
that-
says.
That's above my pay grade, but you know, it just seems like nobody cares. And so I look at it as residents of the Village of Millersburg, who cares about the ordinance? Do what you want to do. I mean, it sounds terrible to say it that way, but it just, you know, I mean, this is
It's a fire issue.
Okay, but Chief Rafferty hasn't done anything about it. It's been a year. And I know the prosecutor's office says he doesn't have anything for, you know, how long is this gonna drag out for? And they just continue to have people in there every weekend collecting money, but nobody wants to do anything about it. So what's next? I'm just asking everybody, what's next? Are we just gonna let this go on for another year or two? I mean,
I think my question to you would be, is this business for the Village of Millersburg?
I think, did you try calling the prosecutor?
I did.
So the judge, Warner, did sign something, there was some sort of thing.
I
signed.
asked him if there is a,
Did you call the
Thing
state
to-
fire marshal?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, I called the state fire marshal.
is that next?
I would say.
If you're that concerned about it, then yes.
Well, it's just, I mean, we have all these different regulations. You do planning and zoning, you do historic downtown Millersburg, all worried about this, but then you have something up there and nobody seems to. I'm not trying to make it personal. It makes me mad that you have people, you know, it's not an attack, you have people that just laughing at the bank, you know? The previous owner that was in there, Mr. Dan, he got, I think, booted out of there. So anyway, that's all I wanted to know. It just,
I'd call the fire marshal if I were you.
okay.
I would too.
Okay, I don't know.
Dan left because the owner booted him out of there.
Yeah,
I
It
just-
wasn't because anybody else did.
but I'd call the state fire marshal.
Okay, well,
That's where the issue is.
okay, thank you.
Anyone else have new business?
Should Roots call you, Nate? Or just go ahead and tell them that it's gonna be all right, or?
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, I'll let him know.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I misunderstood you.
Anything for executive session?
I have a new session.
You have an executive session?
New session?
You have something for new?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
NEW,
New session. I didn't know.
New session.
Okay.
We're gonna add that, we got
New.
executive and new.
Let us know, Andy. What do you got?
Okay. I want to try to progress on the third goal of trying to work on get side by sides in here since we just all have them on sidewalks.
Okay.
Try to test the waters and see if everybody thinks it's worth going through, check and see how other villages do it, and getting some paperwork lined up.
Would you like the
legislation.
solicitor in to talk about that at the next council meeting?
That, or I can call him personally, it don't matter.
Okay. We
And it'd
can-
be nice to have, once again, try to get community input. What do the residents think, you know?
Yeah.
So,
The residents inside the village.
Inside the village,
Inside the
Yes, inside the village. What do you think of side-by-sides,
Yes.
utility vehicles, that type of thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And I wanted to say that sometimes I can come across, don't everybody laugh, as a negative Nelly. But I enjoyed Friday walking my dogs and them being loved all over the village. And then Saturday going and buying sourdough bread and eggs and fresh lettuce. And then going up on Saturday night to the amphitheater and watching Johnny Shedrin play the night before he went off to serve our country in the Navy. So I thought it was sometimes you just need to stop and smell the roses and not take for granted how safe that all was and how enjoyable that all was. So I can't say I won't complain about something at the next meeting, but I just wanted to say that I really enjoyed that time, and it was very and there's little things you can do here. Whether 10 people show up, you gotta make it what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's exactly right.
that's a beautiful place down there.
It is. Any other new business? Anything for executive session? Hearing none, can we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second. Hofstadter?
Aye.
Kellogg?
Aye.
Zollers?
Aye.
Hirschberger?
Aye.
Vaughn?
Aye.
And Shoemaker.
Aye.
All right, have a wonderful evening.